Hello everybody, welcome to our third exercise of AutoCAD 2D, where we're going to be drawing this part on my right hand side. It consists of a series of circles and a series of semicircles with the fillets with the radius given. So the first thing, I'll begin with the outer circle, then use the polar array to come up with these six circles. Then the inner circle shares the center for the six circles and the outer circles. So I'm also going to do that. Then use offsets to do these two lines. Then lastly, use a series of circles, which I'm going to trim again to come up with these four curves. So the first thing I'll begin with is the circle, where I'm going to pick on the circle command. Then draw the first outer circle, which has a radius of 50. Pick up the circle command, then click on the center. So I can see it has a radius of 50. So I'll type 50, then enter. Then double click on my middle mouse button to do a zoom extent. Then next, I'm going to do these six circles using polar array. So for me to do that, I'll first of all begin with a circle, and I'll just draw it anywhere. Circle command, radius of 11, then enter. Then next, I come to my polar array. It's hidden beneath this one, so I'll take the polar array. Then I'll select the object, which is this first circle, then press enter. Then I'll select the center point of the array, which is the center point of this particular circle. And there you have it, your six circles. If yours brings more than 6, you could change the number at this menu bar at the top part. So you will change at this point the item count to 6. Then the next thing, I'll make sure that they are inside my exterior circle. So for that, I'll just click on it, then click on this hot point, then stretch the radius. So for me, I'm going to stretch the radius to a radius of 32.5. Press enter. There we have it. Afterwards, we're going to draw the inner circle, which has a radius of 15. So the center point again is just the same, they're sharing. Then the radius is 15. Press enter. Okay, now there you have it. The next thing I want to do is draw a line, and that passes through the center and being horizontal. So I'll make sure I lock my ortho mode, then draw a line there. After drawing that line, I'm going to draw another line that is inclined at an angle of 37 degrees. So I'm going to turn this ortho mode off. Then from this point, do a line that is inclined at an angle of 37. So I'm going to press my tab, then enter 37 as my angle, then press enter. So afterwards, I could draw these 4 circles, then fillet them using this line and this line. So all of them have radii that are shown. So my work will be just drawing the circles. So from there, I'll pick my circle command, come to this particular endpoint, click on that, then draw my first radius, which is 155. So I'll put 155. Then, so after drawing that for 155, the next one has a radius of 145. The next one has a radius of 125. The next one and the last one has a radius of 115. So I'm just relaunching my circle command using the spacebar. 115, and enter. So I have my four circles. All I need to do is lengthen this line so that I can have a cutting edge that I'll use for trimming. So let's go first over there, then choose the lengthen command, then stretch it to that particular position. So you can see that the angle is still 37 degrees. Then this one also I'll select there and lengthen it to that particular point. Next off, I want to trim, so I'll come to trim command and select my two lines. So the first one being this, the next one being that, then enter. Then I'm going to select all of these circles so that I can do my trim. So after there, I'm going again to trim, but this time I'm selecting everything by pressing enter, the trimming or the cutting edge. Then I'm selecting this and this point. Next, I want to draw these two semicircles. I'll pick on the circle command. Then from the midpoint of this line, draw a circle to the end point of that line. Again, from the midpoint of that line to the end point of the inner line. Then afterwards, I'll pick my trim command. Select everything as a cutting edge by pressing enter. Then I'm going to chop off anything that I don't wish to, anything that is not indicated. So I'm going to pick that one. The remaining one, I'll just select it and press delete. So I have that particular part. Next, I'm going to offset this particular line a distance of 20 upwards and 20 downwards to obtain an overall distance of 40. So I'll click on the offset command, then press a distance of 20, press enter, then select on the line, do an offset above and do an offset below as well. So afterwards, we could leave the offset for below, because I'll simply do a mirror command so that I obtain the same exact thing at the top. I obtain it at the bottom as well. So after having that, I'm going to pick my fillet command and do a fillet of radius 5. So I'm going to select fillet, then select the radius as 5, press enter, then select that curve and that position. Again, press enter so that I can select the fillet command, then press the first object, which is the circle, and the next, which is this particular line, and you have your fillet. So I'm simply going to select this line and delete. So afterwards, you can see that I have the fillets, I have the curves. So the only thing that remains is to select the mirror command, then select every entity that I wish to mirror. So I'll begin from the bottom and do all those selections as well as this fillet. Afterwards, say enter, then I'll mirror it from that endpoint to that endpoint. I'll not erase the source object, and there you have it, your final figure. So what remains is putting the dimensions. So the dimensions, we put them from the annotate tab, where we make a modification on the styles that are existing. So for my case, I'm going to make modifications on the standard style. So I'm going to choose modify. Then, as I can see, the units are in it has only one unit, one decimal point, I mean. So make sure I change primary or the precision to 1 decimal unit. Then the next thing I wish to do is the text. So the text, I could use a height of 5. 5 might be good. So 5. Then I'll also increase the size of the arrows, let's say by to 2, center mark to 2, and also the arrow size to 2. Then the rest I'll leave them to be closed field. So if you wish to make other modifications, you can do so by checking on these tabs at the top. So I'm going to say OK. Then for now I've made changes on the standard one, so that's what I'm going to use. So I'm going to press close. Then I begin dimensioning. So you could dimension any part you wish, but for us, I'm just going to dimension a few. But first of all, before I dimension, you realize that this distance between these two is given as 43.4. So what I need to do is move this whole part so that it is separated at a distance of 43.4 from this exterior circle. So I'm going to do that by again coming and picking the circle command. But as you can see, the center point of that circle should start from that edge. So I'm going to pick on it again, select that intersection point, then pick a distance of 3.4, enter. So afterwards, now I could move everything from this point as the base point to this point. So I'm going to select that part. I'm going to select that part as well. That part. That part. And lastly, all the remaining bit. So after selecting them, I'm going to pick on the move command, and I'm moving them from this particular base point to this particular point there. So afterwards, I can now delete that circle, then do a trim on these extruded lines. So I'll select everything as a cutting edge, then selecting that point, then I delete these 2 lines. So there you have it. So as you can now see, if I dimension from this particular point to that particular point, you get your distance, which is 43.4. You can also dimension from that point, which gives you a distance of 40 as it's indicated in the question. If you wish to dimension the radii, you could come to this part and change what you wish to dimension. So for us, we want to dimension the radius. So select that, then click on the circle you wish to dimension and do the dimensions. So we indicate that radius, then this radii, and that radii, yes, and the rest. So you could do that for dimensioning. So thank you. Let's meet in the next exercise.